Welcome to the Blueprint 101 Basic Training session. In this training, we will go over all of the basics that you need to know to successfully use Blueprint OMS. Everyone will have their own login and password to log into Blueprint. This is the first screen that you will see when you open Blueprint OMS. The Location tab allows you to click on a specific location or all locations to view patients. The Advanced Search option allows you to search by specifics. For example, if a patient left their callback number but didn't give you their name, you can search by the phone number. If you find a hearing aid, you can search by serial number to find out who it belongs to. And you can search by a few other filters, but keep in mind these will pull up more than one patient. You can use Quick Find by typing in the last name. On the right-hand side of the screen, you will see a snapshot of the patient's file. This includes date of birth, age, preferred phone number, provider, address, and the balance on the patient's account. If the balance is green, that means they have a $0 balance or a credit on their account. If the balance is red, that means the patient has an outstanding balance. Another great feature is the sticky note. If you go to the patient drop-down menu at the top, you can click Edit Note, which will appear on the front patient browser whenever the patient is highlighted. For example, you can type in things like wheelchair bound, where they're going on vacation, their spouse's name, or any quick reference that you may need. If there is a calendar icon next to the patient, that means they have an upcoming appointment. If you click on the Patient drop-down menu, Find Appointment, this will bring you to the appointment that the patient has. You can then click on the appointment and it will bring you to the schedule. You have the ability to flag patients and they will appear in red. Open the patient's file, click on Marketing. At the bottom of the screen, there is a Cash Sales Only box. If you click that, the patient will turn red. Some clinics use this feature for other uses. There are patient-specific tabs on the left-hand side that will only be highlighted when you have a patient highlighted in the patient browser or with their file open. And there are more general tabs that you may or may not have permission to select. You also have the ability to log off. Let's take a look at our schedule. In the top right-hand corner, you have a drop-down box for the location. You can select one location or all locations. When you select a location, you will see the providers on the left-hand side. You have the option to view all provider schedules or to view them separately. To view them separately, uncheck the box and you will only see the provider that is checked. You also have many different ways of viewing the schedule. We have a 1-day view, 5-day view, 7-day view, or month view. The green arrows allow you to go ahead or back to view the calendar depending on the view that you have selected. The refresh button will give you the most up-to-date information. You shouldn't need to use this too often. Everything in Blueprint is done in real time. If you schedule an appointment, the doctor will be able to see it on their computer right away. The home icon will bring you back to today's date if you happen to be scheduling ahead, and the calendar icon allows you to schedule a meeting or an appointment. The magnifying icon allows you to search for any appointments. If you type in general information like a last name and a date you are searching, it will find that appointment. The printer icon allows you to print a hard copy of your schedule, depending on the view that you have selected. You can also set up the calendar to your phone or tablet. This is in read-only mode, but it allows you to see your schedule at all times. You can adjust the walls around the calendar to view the calendar to your liking. Next, let's schedule an appointment. The easiest way to schedule an appointment is to right-click on the calendar and choose a start time. This will bring you to the list of existing patients in your system. Select the patient you would like to make the appointment for. You can use your keyboard to start typing the first few letters of the client's last name, and it will bring you to where the client's information is. Select the patient and click Next. Now we will fill out the appointment information. If the provider has any other appointments for the day, it will show up in the white margin on the right-hand side. The patient's name will automatically show up in the description field. Select the type of appointment the patient is coming in for, and if you need to add additional types of appointments, you can do that under the Setup tab on the left-hand side. Depending on the type of appointment, these 4 boxes come into play. If you check the first box, that means this appointment will show up as a solid color. This will let us know that we should not double book during this type of appointment. If the box is not checked, it will show up white with a colored outline. If the client says that they will be bringing someone with them, you can check the 3P Present tab, and that information is calculated into a report. The sales opportunity will be calculated to see a sale closing rate and calculate if this type of appointment results in sales. Unaidable can be included as a checkbox option for AHA members. This data can be transferred to the AHA wake-up call. Please contact Blueprint Solutions to enable this feature. The note section will populate with the patient's phone number, but you can add any notes you would like. You can adjust the date of the appointment using the arrows or calendar icon. You can also extend the duration of the appointment by using the scroll bar. To adjust the start time of the appointment, you can use the arrows or drag and drop the appointment in the white margin. You can make all-day events, such as continuing education seminars, holidays, and PTO, repeating events, such as lunch and staff meetings, and you can check out the resources to make sure they are available at the time of the appointment. Most of the clients leave the appointment in tentative status to use the calendar as a reminder call list. Once done, you can click Save. Let's go ahead and take a look at our schedule. You can view the name, number, and notes on the lower left-hand corner. You can also view the physician and resources that are checked out on the lower right-hand corner. There's also a year-to-date calendar that can be used to make appointments for weeks, months, or years in advance. Above that, there is a patient's in-clinic monitor that allows you to see who is in your clinic. When the patient arrives, you can check them in, and it tracks how long they are waiting. This will also send a message to the provider letting them know that their patient is here. They have the option to let you know if they're on their way, if they need 5 minutes, if they're running behind, or they can type back their own custom response. This response will come back to the front office. The next step is to mark when the appointment has started. You can right-click on the appointment and mark In Progress. This will change their name in the patient's in-clinic monitor blue, and it will restart the timer. This is now recording how long the appointment has lasted. When the appointment is over, you can right-click and mark the appointment as completed. This will remove the patient's name from the in-clinic monitor, and it will show a lockbox icon on the appointment. This will allow you to run an appointment analysis report to see how long these types of appointments usually last. This will also track how early or late the patient is for their appointment. On the patient summary page, it will show you those statistics. You can also choose color by appointment type, which will color code the appointments. You can choose these colors in the Setup menu on the left-hand side. There's also a status filter. The status filter allows you to view different appointment types. If we change it to tentative, we can use this for appointments that we still need to make confirmation calls on. Once you confirm the appointment, you can mark it as confirmed and it will disappear from the tentative list. If you delete an appointment, don't worry, it won't be gone forever. You can choose the status inactive and find it here. If a patient called to cancel or you have a no-show, you simply right-click on the appointment, change status, no-show, or canceled. Then you will be prompted if rescheduling is required. If you click yes, rescheduling is required, the patient will be added to the rescheduling area. When you click on the red bubble, you will see a list of patients that you need to reschedule. Once you call them to reschedule their appointment, you can right-click on their name in the list, reschedule, and set an appointment. For a new patient who has called in and is not a patient in Blueprint, you can right-click on the schedule as normal and choose a time. Then choose the None option and click Next. From here, you can fill out the information over the phone. Add any additional notes that you need to make in the note section of the appointment. You can also use this None option for meetings or block scheduling. When you get all of the new patient paperwork, if you have any, you can create this new patient in Blueprint and link the appointment to the patient. Let's go ahead and talk about how to create a new patient. To create a new patient, you can click on the Create Patient button at the bottom of the patient browser. We will start with a title, and the gender will drop in automatically. Then fill in the first name, last name, and date of birth. All fields that have an asterisk are required fields. Social Security number, family physician, and providers are not required fields, but if you have them, fill in the information. This will be useful for future marketing purposes. Family physician would be the person who referred them. If you don't see their name in this list, you can add them by clicking on the Add button. Next, we can enter the provider that they will be seeing at your office. Once that is done, enter the address, city, and zip code. Choose the location that this patient will be seen at, and there is an email option which allows you to send emails, invoices, and receipts to the patient. This will allow you to go paperless. The telephone number is used as the main contact number, and it does not have to be a home phone number. Once finished, you can now click Create Patient. At this point, it will prompt you for a referral type and source. The referral type and source is set up by your office in the Setup menu on the left toolbar. This will be useful data and will allow you to run a referral source report, which will show you how much revenue you are generating for each referral source. It will now ask you if you want to export the patient to NOAA. If you decided to integrate your Blueprint and NOAA, click Yes. If you aren't integrated with NOAA and want to, our technicians can do this for you. It's an additional charge of $25 per month, and this is an optional service. We will cover more details in the Blueprint 201 training session. Our patient file is now created. Let's go ahead and discuss how to add and sell hearing aids. To sell or add a hearing aid for a patient, we will click on the patient's hearing aid tab. Each patient gets their own hearing aid tab where their information is stored. There are two options, Add Aid or Order New Aid. The difference between these two is the Add Aid option is utilized when a patient comes to your clinic and they already have an active hearing aid. We just want to add them on file. The Order New Aid option is what you will use with Blueprint moving forward to sell a hearing aid to a patient. Under Add Aid, you would select Patient Existing Aid and it brings you to the catalog. Our team maintains this catalog for you, so whenever there is a new line of hearing aids, we will add them in. If you ever don't see what you need, you can send us a request to support@blueprintsolutions.us. Also, any other requests you have, you can click on the Help drop-down menu and click Submit Support Ticket. Let's go ahead and order some hearing aids for this patient. Anytime you sell a hearing aid with Blueprint, you will follow a 3-step process. This is a process you are already using at your clinic now. You're just using it to track it within Blueprint. First, you need to order the hearing aid from the manufacturer. Then you receive it into the office from the manufacturer and you deliver it to the patient. Let's go ahead and click Order New Aid, or you can click on the shopping cart on the left-hand side. Here you're going to see the patient pricing for the new aids. Your clinic has full control over setting the patient prices and the manufacturer prices in the setup menu. We can quick find by model name or narrow it down by manufacturer or both. I'm going to choose Phonak as the manufacturer, and I'll start typing the first couple letters of the model that I'm looking for. I want to sell this hearing aid to the patient, so I'm going to click on it. On the right, you can add any aid options. Some clinics track these options and some don't. Now choose your prescriber, your fitter, and set the aid side. It will now ask you for color and notes. If you don't have any information, you can leave it blank and click OK. If you're selling 2 hearing aids, you would now click on the other side and click Next. At this point, you can add any orderable items, such as ear molds, that you want for this order. Once done, click Next. You can now choose from the Services, Batteries, and Accessories catalogs. Your clinic has full control over these 3 tabs, and these items can be created in the Setup menu. You can see the 2 aids that we are ordering in the Order Items area. If you see anything on here you want to add, just double-click. Then click Next. On the next screen, at the very top, you will see your order date, location, and provider. If you want to increase the price of any of your items, you click into the price field and override the price. If you want to lower the price, you double-click in the discount area. Select the discount reason and enter the discount amount. You can also increase the quantity on batteries and accessories. When you set up these items in the Setup menu, you can denote whether they have tax or not. The tax is automatically calculated for you. If you would like to add tax or change your tax, please send us a support ticket. We can then create a quote if we want an estimate for the patient to see. This is what it will look like. It has your clinic logo and your clinic address. This will show all of the items being purchased along with any discounts provided. If you took a deposit or are going to take a deposit on the order, there is a deposit paid field at the bottom. You can double-click in the covered amount area and it will pull up any previous deposit made, or you can click New Deposit and it will prompt you to enter the deposit information. You can also allocate some of this total to the third party. Click in the covered amount field where the insurer is listed and type in the dollar amount you wish to allocate and click Enter on your keyboard. This will allocate the remainder to the patient. Once done, make sure you save the order. Blueprint will prompt you to create an order form to send to the manufacturer. If it's a custom order, you can generate the order form right out of the system. Optionally, you can enter a rush date, venting instructions, canal length, and any other instructions needed. Otherwise, you can just click OK. You can have your clinic's bill to and ship to information adjusted by us. If you want your manufacturer's account numbers to generate automatically, you can send that to our support team and they will customize this for you. All you have to do next is print this form and send it to the manufacturer. You can also archive this to the Client's Documents tab or save it to your computer. Most clinics still go online or call the manufacturer to place their order. The hearing aid is now out on order. Our next step would be to receive the hearing aid when it comes back from the manufacturer. Go ahead and find your patient, go to their hearing aid tab, highlight the hearing aid and right-click. You will have two options, Receive Aid or Receive Aid with Bill. Receive Aid with Bill will allow you to adjust the manufacturer cost. Receiving the aid will default the manufacturer cost to what has been previously set up in the system. If you only receive the item, but then need to go back to adjust the manufacturer price, you can click on Accounting, enter Bill. Let's receive the aid with bill. On this screen, you will enter the invoice number, the serial number, battery size, warranty dates, and you can even add color and notes. We also have the option to scan serial numbers if you have the barcode reader. If you needed more information on this barcode reader, please contact us at support@blueprintsolutions.us. Once done, click Save. Now the aid is received in the clinic. The next step is when the patient comes in for their fitting. When the patient arrives, you can highlight the aid, right-click, and choose Deliver All Items. There is an optional check status. Some clinics like to do a physical check of the aid and use this to record that step. Once you deliver all of the items, it will create the invoice. Make any final changes you want and click Create Invoice. You can choose to take payment right now or at a later time. There are two ways to take a payment. You can click on Receive Apply Payment directly on the invoice and fill out the information. It will adjust the invoice accordingly. If you click on the patient's sales history, you will see the invoice that was just created. This section is where any sales, payments, and returns get tracked. The triangle alert system lets us know money is still owed by the patient or the third party. You can right-click and receive Apply Payment this way too. Let's go ahead and do a quick sale. Find the patient in the patient browser. You can narrow it down with the location or the quick find option. Open the patient's file, and on the left-hand side of the screen, click on the green Sale button. On the right side, you will see 3 tabs representing your services, batteries, and accessories catalogs. Choose one of the catalogs and select the item. Double-click the item and it will show up on your list. Other items can be added to the sale. Once done, click Next. On the cost allocation screen, you can make changes to the price. To increase the price, you click on the price field and override the price, but to decrease it, you do need to add a discount. You can enter your dollar amount and click Update. Once complete, click the Complete Sale button at the bottom of the screen. The invoice will be generated. If payment is being received, you can click Receive Apply Payment at this time, or you can wait and go to their sales history, right-click on the sale, and choose Receive and Apply Payment. Lastly, let's take a look at a patient's summary screen. Here you can see all relevant information on the patient's file. From this one screen, you will see the patient's name, date of birth, and age. If you're using reference numbers, these will show up next to the age. You will see the main contact home phone number and work phone number, along with the alternate contact name and relationship to the patient if this alternate contact is set as the primary contact. You will see the name of their provider and the location they are assigned to. If the patient has an open balance, you can view that here in red. You can view punctuality statistics based on the average time a patient is late or early to his or her appointments. This will show up in green if the patient normally arrives early and red if the patient normally arrives late. Below this is the no-show rate. In the parentheses is the number of appointments marked no-show out of a total number of scheduled appointments. The patient's physical address will appear here, as well as their email address if you have one on file. Any upcoming recall for the patient will show here. Below this is where you can see a patient note, if there is one on file. Insurers on file will show up in green. Any patient groups that the patient is part of will show up in blue. The referral source and type is in yellow. The patient type will show up in red if there's one entered in the Audiology tab. The next upcoming appointment for the patient will show with an up arrow, and the last appointment the patient had will show with a down arrow. The last audiogram date will appear on this screen as well. If the assessment was more than over a year ago, it will show here in red, so you will know to contact the patient for a new hearing test. You will see the severity, type, and shape of hearing loss. If you hover over the information, you will see the audiogram graph format complete with air and bone conduction data. Any hearing aids on file will appear here. You will see the manufacturer, model, and serial number under the model column. Next, any battery, color, and notes entered will show here. The age of the hearing aid and the purchase date will show as well. If the hearing aid is over 4 years old, it will appear in green, so you know to talk to the patient about upgrading their technology. Warranty dates appearing in red are expired. Any ALDs or accessories on file will appear near the bottom with the serial number, purchase date, and warranty expiration date. You can also print out the patient summary information by clicking Print at the bottom of the screen. We hope you found this video tutorial helpful. If you have any questions, please give us a call.